Welcome to Into the Abyss, and per Tom's request, we're going to call this the Briar Patch.
The Briar Patch.
Ouch. One thing we've been adding in recently with Into the Abyss is doing some game reviews. I'm much more of a gamer than these guys are, and I might be the only gamer of the group. Doing some video game reviews, and if the footage looks a little different, that's because I'm going to be taking this footage and doing something different with it. So, yeah, surprises all around. Anyway, I want to talk today about a game called Hollow Knight. It's been out for a few years. I was just showing some of these guys some stills. Unfortunately, I forgot my footage at home, but you'll be seeing some footage I'll be putting up here. It's absolutely gorgeous. I would not call this a horror game per se. The reason I say the best comparison I can give for Hollow Knight is Coraline.
Okay.
The Neil Gaiman story.
Kind of spooky and gothic, yeah.
It's very gothic, very spooky, very much more dark fantasy. I mean, you're playing as a cartoon bug. So it's one of those things where you're like, how horrific can this be? No, it's not going to unsettle you. And to be honest, my kids have actually played a significant chunk of it, and I think most kids who are into like darker entertainment will be fine playing this game. This is actually a game my daughter watched me play fighting bosses on it. It's a game that kids can play, but it's like Coraline, in which there's some really dark crap that's going on that's there. You'll be in areas where, yes, you're playing as bugs, but you land in certain areas where there's just dead bodies by the thousands in the background. And there's a dark history there. I brought up before in some of the previous reviews with Dark Souls. They definitely took inspirations from Dark Souls, where there's a whole history to this world, and it is messed up. And you can, but I think it's something that it gears towards adults, that they'll appreciate these darker aspects that are there. Some highlights that I'll say on there. This might be my favorite, and you guys have no idea what this means. Side-scrolling Metroidvania platformer. And
we know that. You have to understand,
We were
Chuck,
talking about that
we're looking
last
at the
week.
80s and 90s with Nintendo and stuff. We know the stuff.
Okay, so for the gamers out there, yeah,
I don't.
Metroidvania.
Oh.
It might be the best one that's ever been done. It was actually an indie game. It was funded on Kickstarter. But it is so well done. The artwork is top notch. It's absolutely gorgeous with the fountains that are there. But there's always this sense of lost and forlorn atmosphere of a world that's collapsed. So even in the areas that are beautiful, you feel like it's seen better days. And then there's areas that are just flat out dark. You've got statues that are there, and because of the water stains, it looks like they're crying, these blood tears. You've got these bosses, these ghosts that are there. I want to throw up some audio clips, but there's some audio effects that are also just wonderfully creepy. There's the flukes, and there's these weird little worm creatures that you fight, and it's just this. Makes this weird sound effect, and then you chop it in half, and you think it's done, and then suddenly the two halves come back to life, and one of them is making this weird shrieking sound, and the bottom half is making the slurping sound as they chase you down. You've got the spiders. You reach an area where there's a spider nest, and what it looks like visually is that there's these spiders kind of coming from the foreground in the screen, crawling into the depths to come where you are, and they're making these weird cat shrieking sounds. So there's all this stuff in there. I think Coraline is a great comparison. If it wasn't cartoon bugs, this would be an R-rated horror phenomenon, but because it comes in with cartoon bugs, it's like my daughter's watching it and she's in elementary school. But it is so gorgeous. The gameplay is top notch. The fighting is so well done. There's actually a sequel I'll talk about coming out here with Hornet as one of the characters that's in it. It has this vague, deep story. The map expands forever. You can easily spend 60 hours in this game. The world just goes forever and ever. The characters are so well done. There's the DLC if you play it on the Xbox, actually, with the Game Pass on Xbox, which means it's free on your Game Pass subscription. You can play with all the DLC, and you meet the Grim Troop, and you have this one Dracula-looking dude who comes in, and you walk, it's dark, and he just greets you, and he snaps his fingers. The lights come on, and there's a whole audience in the background watching everything that's going on. there's all these moments that some moments will just make you stop and say this is absolutely gorgeous, and other moments you realize this is really dark. So I highly recommend it. This is one of the best side-scrolling platformers that's ever been made in all of history of games. Kudos to the small team who made this. This is a phenomenal game, and I kind of regret that I waited this long. It's been out for a few years. I haven't played it until now. You go play it. If you like side-scrolling platformers, if you like beautiful games, go play it. The dark fantasy vibes are so strong. This is a real gem.
Awesome.
Okay.